We know that love is the answer, and we know that many of you understand this to be true as well. And you can look at the purpose of your lives as being how to apply that truth into thought, word, and action. We prefer the term lightbringer to light warrior because you are in fact there to spread the light around. You are there to be the light. And one of the ways that you get there is by letting go of your fear of the darkness. So if you are one of the ones who is not having a very hard time right now there on earth, we suggest that you make a point of looking for opportunities to mentor and to lead. Look for ways you can set an example and provide a template for others to follow in your footsteps. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. Today we're reading some really incredible channelings from the Arcturian Council. The Arcturian Council is channeled by Daniel Scranton. I'm reading from the book Ascension, The Shift to the Fifth Dimension, Volume 4. The Arcturian Council is a group of higher dimensional beings. They answer questions of a spiritual nature related to reality creation and ascension, shifting into the fifth dimension, love and service, and so much more. It has been a great joy to read these channelings, and every time I read them, I find something new in them. When I listen to them, I find new and additional truths. They resonate with pure love and light. As with all channelings, I suggest that you listen to what resonates with you. And if it doesn't resonate with you, just forget about it. Daniel Scranton is an amazing channeler. Be sure to check out my interview with Daniel Scranton and buy his amazing books that have channelings from a variety of different higher dimensional beings, including Archangel Michael. These channelings cover a variety of topics, including your power as an influencer, your impact on the world and universe, leading society into the fifth dimension, the question you've always wanted to answer, why the light warriors are really among you, the two types of people on earth right now, heal yourself, all others, and shift your consciousness, repairing earth's grids and removing pollution, your mission to save humanity, earth and the universe, and so much more. Your power as an influencer. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are elevating the consciousness of humankind with our energetic transmissions. We know this because we can feel, we can sense when someone's consciousness is elevated and when it is not elevated by what they are receiving. We tune into you in order to make sure that these transmissions are having the desired effect. They are designed to bring you closer to Source, closer to who you really are. Now, when we observe humanity, we see people on your world sharing information that is not necessarily designed to elevate the consciousness of the observer or the receiver of that information. It is well-intentioned, it is meant to inform, but there is very little consideration taken as to whether what is being shared will elevate the consciousness of the people who are in receipt of that post or video, that opinion, that perspective that the person is sharing. This is something that you want to ask yourselves from now on as you consider whether or not to pass along something that you believe to be true. Ask yourself whether the person who receives that information will have a higher vibration as a result, or whether it might have the opposite effect. What humanity needs now more than ever is for people to care about vibration. You need to care about your own vibration, and you need to care about the vibration of those whose lives you are affecting. There are people who are considered to be influencers there on your world because they have a large following on social media. You are all influencers. You all have the ability to send some positive vibes out, or to send some negative vibes out, or to send some vibes out that might just be neutral. You have to choose. It is up to you who you are being in a moment. And when you make that choice consciously, it is so much easier to choose to spread that which is of a high vibration, that which will influence people to feel better, that which will ultimately raise the level of consciousness on your world. Sharing knowledge, sharing information. These are actions to appease a thirsty mind, a mind that is looking for answers, looking for solutions, what you might call theories about what's going on there on your world. We want you to think about sharing energy, sharing love, sharing any post or perspective that might do a lot more than get likes, comments, and shares. Project out into the world that which you want to see more of coming back to you. Because as many of you know, that is how the universe works. Exercise your power to elevate the consciousness of your fellow humans, and you will not only be closer to us, because that is our intention, but you will also be closer to your true self. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Your impact on the world and universe. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are very interested in following the progress of humanity because it helps us to have the kind of feedback when it comes to our teachings and energetic transmissions. We know who is receiving us and who isn't. We know that some people receive us consciously and some do not. We know that some are able to absorb the words but not the energetic transmissions. And so we are able to chart the progress of each of those groups of humans and make adjustments. We have so much fun in watching you grow and progress because we can see how what we are putting out energetically is having an impact on all of you. You all don't have that same ability, and that is unfortunate. It is unfortunate that you cannot see how you are impacting your world all the time, because we know that if everyone could, they would be much more conscious about what it was they were putting out into the world. And those of you who want to be of service but don't know what to do must trust that you are still having impact with the thoughts you think, the intentions you hold, the vibrations you offer, the words you speak, and so on. You must put your faith in a type of ripple effect and know that everyone out there in the world is affected by everything that's going on with you, internally and externally. So if you do want to make an impact, please do not hesitate to make those energetic adjustments. Just because you might not be able to see how they have impacted the world and everyone in it. In fact, here is an even better approach for all of you. Do what you do, think what you think, say what you say, and vibrate how you vibrate, because doing so feels good. Let that moment where you are resonating with what you are putting out there be enough. Let your feelings guide you, and make sure that your feelings matter to you, because they do matter to you. And to everyone else, they materialize. They are how you create your reality, and your reality includes the reality of the entire world, of the entire universe. If you cannot see the impact you are having, then just feel for it. Let your feelings be enough, because you are enough. Your existence matters. And you can put out so much more positive energy than you understand that it matters to everyone. And when you know that it is also coming back to you in some way, shape, or form, that's just a bonus. The fact you got to feel good in the moment needs to be enough, because that's all you have in life is a moment. You have a series of moments. It's easier to continue to be in a moment that feels good, a moment where you are offering something that is high vibrational and that is supposed to be of service to others. Remember that. You get to benefit from the momentum that you create, and remember that everyone else benefits as well. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Leading society into the fifth dimension. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have a very good picture of what it looks like for a human being to try to fit into society. And we also have a very picture of what it looks like when someone is making a statement that is counter to societal norms. We also notice when one of you is willing to just be yourself, and when being yourself is not an act of resistance to the societal norms that you've been made aware of. You find yourself in a sweet spot. The sweet spot is a place where you give yourself permission to be who you want to be, and you don't really care what anyone thinks. You are neither a conformist nor a rebel. You are just you. And most people get there at some point in their lives, one way or another. There is a shedding of the skin of who you thought you were supposed to be, or who your parents wanted you to be. There are even many adults who are single who are running around trying to be what their preferred gender wants them to be, or at least they're doing what they think the gender they prefer wants them to do, looking like they think they need to look in order to attract someone. Now, there also comes a time in a person's life when it's time to examine whether you are operating as the part of yourself that lives in fear, or whether you are operating as that part of yourself that seeks out joy. You also have a survival instinct in addition to this desire to fit in or stand out as someone who is purposely not fitting in. The survival instinct means that you have to compete with others. It means you have to have more than enough, just in case. It's the part of you that never really feels relaxed, because something bad could happen. You could get a disease, or the economy could tank. Any number of things could happen that would potentially put your survival at risk. We are speaking to those of you who recognize that survival instinct a long time ago and have shed that skin as well so that you could simply pursue your joy. You are meant to live in bliss and to be eager and enthusiastic. And when you wake up in the morning, but you will see people around you who are living in fear. And it's very hard for you. It's even harder to convince them that they no longer need to be afraid. And so, what can they do? You can live your life fully, shine your light brightly, and invite anyone and everyone who wants to come along with you on the joy parade to march. You can be an example to others of how to live proudly, as you are, and to not fear your mortal nature. You have evolved to the point where you needn't worry so much about survival. You have evolved to the point where you are becoming immortal, and when you can demonstrate to others how good it feels to not be afraid of dying and to not be afraid of what others think, you can lead society into a new age, into an entirely new dimension. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. The question you've always wanted to answer. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are relating to all of you from the higher level of consciousness that we hold, and we do so from a place of love, as we seek to give you more love and light from this higher plane of existence. We seek to understand better the ways that you are capable of opening up to receive the love that is all around you, and also, of course, inside of you. We know that love is the answer, and we know that many of you understand this to be true as well. And you can look at the purpose of your lives as being how to apply that truth into thought, word, and action. In other words, how can you be love in physical form? That is the question. That is the question you all wanted to answer through your experiences. And so you create all those experiences, some consciously, most unconsciously, to give you these opportunities to be love. And of course, it has to get complicated in order for you to feel everything, in order for you to know yourselves more completely. And so you lead complicated lives and have complicated relationships. And you often seek to sort all of it out, forgetting for the moment about the one true truth. Everything and everyone is love, seeking to know itself more fully and to know itself experientially. And therefore, we will always guide you back to your hearts, because that's where this truth is always running. That truth is felt, acknowledged, and it is the way you operate as your highest self in the world. You want to come from the heart and speak from the heart. You want to be heart-centered and present in the moment, looking for this moment's opportunity to be love. Now, when we put it to you that way, it's not very complicated. It gets complicated when you start to think about it, when you start to measure it, to quantify it, to put labels on it. If you can only be more interested in how you feel, you could make things a lot easier for yourselves. You would follow your feelings, you would listen to your heart, and you would be attuning yourselves to the highest vibration possible, which is always very helpful no matter what you are hoping to achieve in your life. You have within you this center, this place within your chest, where you can be all that is. You can be source. You can be love, or you can forget the one true truth and go back to your mental gymnastics. Whenever you don't know what to do in one of these complicated situations you have there in your lives, just return to your hearts. Send love to the problem and do that on the macrocosmic level as well. Send love to India, to Syria, to Palestine, and to Israel. Be the love that the world needs right now, and you will fulfill your purpose for existing. You will also have a much better life. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Why the light warriors are really among you. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are sustaining ourselves by allowing in the highest frequency energies available to us and letting those energies fuel our consciousness. We have said this before and we will say it again. We are not so different from all of you. The main difference between the 9th dimensional Arcturian Council and the average Earthling is that we choose consciously which energies we allow to move to us and through us, whereas for you it can be much more of an unconscious choice, one that is not taking your feelings into consideration. You get to choose what you focus upon, and there is so much for you to focus upon in your information age, and so you have to choose wisely. You must ask yourselves, how will this make me feel, before deciding whether or not to engage with it if you want to be truly conscious creators. Many people decide based on whether they think it's true or whether it will be entertaining, and that is simply going to lead them down a path that it will be then hard to get off of because of how exciting it can be to be on that path. We often see people using the terminology light warrior in the New Age and spiritual communities. And what those people usually mean is that they're on Earth to battle with darkness. In other words, they believe they are the ones who are being sent as the light warriors to defeat those who are playing in the dark, and they take this assignment very seriously. That is not why anyone is there on Earth. We prefer the term lightbringer to light warrior because you are in fact there to spread the light around. You are there to be the light, and one of the ways that you get there is by letting go of your fear of the darkness. You must let go of your judgment of the darkness and those who are playing in the dark as well. If you're ever going to rise above it, let us say you were to defeat the darkness with whatever skills and abilities you had attained as a light warrior. Well then, you would be in that dualistic system at the end of the battle, and that means more darkness would just come and replace the ones you defeated. And you would not grow, because you would not learn to love all that is, all that you see outside of you, and all that you hear about from others. It is all inside of you. You ultimately want to be able to love all aspects of creation because you want to be able to love all aspects of you. It is the only way to allow the true you, the source energy aspect of you, to come to the surface and be the aspect of you that is running the show. And so we recommend that you focus on the light, that you focus on what is positive out there in the world and what is positive in you. Because you are also not going to get very far by constantly looking for problems within you that need fixing. You are not going to grow by judging your own negative aspects as bad. Once you embrace it all, then you can choose. Then you can realize that it was all inside of you all along, and all you had to do was choose consciously what you wanted to amplify, what you wanted to feel more of and be more of, and then only then will you be of service to the whole of humanity. And that is how we see it from our perspective, which again is one where we are only allowing in that which is of the light, that which is of the truth of who we really are as source energy, as unconditional love. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. The two types of people on Earth right now. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are so very impressed by how you all handle yourselves in times of tragedy and trauma. It's as if you've had a lot of practice doing so, which of course you have. You've been through all that you can imagine and more since you began incarnating into physical bodies. And those of you who are having the hardest time right now coexisting with your fellow humans are the ones who agreed to take on the most for the collective because you love being of service. You are so very ready, so up to the task, but you don't always realize it. You don't always see yourselves as the strong and powerful beings of light and love that you truly are, because so many humans see themselves and others in that way. And as you know, it helps to have role models. It helps to have examples to you of what you can achieve, of whom you can become. So if you are one of the ones who is not having a very hard time right now there on Earth, we suggest that you make a point of looking for opportunities to mentor and to lead. Look for ways you can set an example and provide a template for others to follow in your footsteps, and do so while at the same time respecting where everyone else is, knowing that many who are struggling right now will have to take a long road to get to where you are. It will not be as easy as you just snapping your fingers or shaking them out of their funk. You must be patient with your fellow humans. And remember that those who are struggling the most are also doing the most work on themselves, or they have taken on so much for their fellow humans. You all get to be of service in different ways, and at different times in your lives you will be in service in a way that is much different from how you've been of service before. But there is always a way to help. There's always a way to pull someone up out of whatever hole they have dug themselves into. We know that if you resonate with us and our transmissions, then that means you want to be of service. Be of service by shining your light so brightly that others take notice and ask you how you do it, how you manage to maintain a high vibration in spite of everything that's happening in the world right now. Be who you really are, and at the same time be humble. Look for opportunities to be of service, but also be patient with those who you seek to serve, and let go of your ideas, your expectations, and your attachments to how this is all supposed to unfold from here on in. Because you will be surprised at what is coming, and you wanted it that way. You never wanted to have it all figured out at this point in your evolutionary journey. At this point in your journey to the fifth dimension, this is the best use of your time as you wait for your fellow humans to be ready to take that next step in the evolution of the human consciousness. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Heal yourself, all others, and shift your consciousness. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are continuing to do our research on humanity because we love helping you and because we love getting to know ourselves better through you. We understand that this may be something that you all do at times subconsciously, but we advise you to do it more consciously. Don't just see everything and everyone as bringing you some sort of mirror to hold up to yourself. And don't just see them as your teachers who are showing you what it is that you still need to grasp a bit better. See them as examples of what exists inside of you and what you could potentially be. And we are talking about this both from the positive and negative perspectives. So if you see someone who is very successful and has the type of exciting life that you want to have, you must see that you are being shown that example as a possibility for yourself if you do want to live that particular life. If you look at that person and wonder how they got so lucky or who their parents must have been to give them such a perfect life, then you are missing the point. They are you, existing in a different body, and you don't have to get to where they are through the same series of steps. So you don't have to tell yourself a story about how you didn't get all of the same advantages that they did. You don't have to tell yourself that there is no way you could possibly be living that type of lifestyle because of your background. Instead, you want to tell yourself that if it is possible for that aspect of Source, then it is possible for me, because I am also an aspect of Source. When you see someone or hear about someone who has done something quite terrible, and possibly is continuing to do terrible things, that is also a choice that exists within you. And it's a choice you need to make peace with. You need to make peace with the darkness because it can't just exist outside of you, not in this holographic universe of ours. This is why we are always emphasizing forgiveness and compassion. It's not for their sake, it's for your sake. It's for your benefit. Everyone you encounter and everything that you see and hear and come to know can benefit you because it's another piece of the puzzle that is you. And if you can accept it as such and put it in its proper place, then you can become whole. But when you are in denial of something existing inside of you, you remain fragmented, you lessen your power, and you lessen your ability to consciously become your true self. It's time for you to let go of the illusion of separation, to stop playing the game of victim and perpetrator, us versus them, darkness versus light, and so on. This is about bringing it all together inside of you, one harmonious whole, and loving every bit of yourself. That is the way to heal you and them. That is the way to come together as one unified collective who can then shift your consciousness on that beautiful planet of yours. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Repairing Earth's grids and removing pollution. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are placing a great deal of our emphasis at this time on repairing the damage that has been done to your planet, because you and Earth are woven together, interconnected in ways that cannot be severed. And while we always seek to help you, the human collective, we must look to the Earth, for she is the one carrying you on this journey and supplying you with so much of what you need to be alive, to be human. We have been working on repairing her energy grids as well as the atmosphere, and of course we are looking to help with the cleanup from all of the pollution. And we can do this because we have permission of all the higher selves of humanity. You're allowed to ask for help and receive it. And if physical ETs did too much of this work, they might be interfered with. They might not get it right, or there might be some other complication from using physical tools to fix a problem that was created by holding a lower consciousness. If you held a higher consciousness, you would never want to do harm to your planet. You would respect the planet, the plants, the animals, the waterways, the food supply. Instead, humanity has gotten so far off course that you need help, and there are enough humans who realize this and have asked for help that we can respond. The consciousness has shifted within so many there on your world, and it is time for your world to start reflecting that. One person can feel completely overwhelmed by the amount of damage that has been done, but you don't have to feel that way anymore because you have help. And when you look for problems on planet Earth, you are certain to find more and more and more. That is why we are calling upon all of you to change your perspective. Don't be hopeless and in fear about Earth's current set of circumstances, and instead look for what is pristine, what is beautiful and inspiring within Mother Nature, and feel the love that Earth has for you. As she too looks to rebalance herself, she wants all of you to come with her on this journey to a higher state of consciousness. You are her children now, and she knows that a lot of the problems that you have caused were set into motion by others, by all the extraterrestrial beings who have tinkered with your DNA. She knows that you have evolved quite nicely without all of that intervention, and she forgives you. And if she can forgive you, then you can forgive the ETs who meant well, but who did more harm than good. You are in for a much more peaceful and harmonious future there on Earth, and we are just doing our part. We just answered the call, but you all can take credit for sending out the signals, telling us and others like us what you need. We all work together as a team in this galaxy, in this universe, and within Source Energy. Your mission: to save humanity, Earth, and the universe. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are absolutely delighted to see so many of you tuning in to galactic energies and realizing that you have a history that goes far beyond your lifetimes there on Earth. We know that Earth is a challenging place to incarnate, and we know that many of you who receive these transmissions know that you incarnated for the sole purpose of helping the humans of Earth. It can be so very challenging for all of you just to stay there, just to be in your physical bodies. And that's why we often tell you that there is nothing you're supposed to be doing, but there is a reason why you feel that way. You feel that way because you know you're on a mission. And because after living as a human for quite some time, you become programmed with the belief that missions involve taking actions. Your mission is unique, however, because you are there to hold a certain vibration. You are there to anchor in certain energies, like the galactic ones, and much of what you do will take place and become clear after you have first official contact with ET beings. In many ways, you are there to observe, to learn about life on Earth as it is, and to try to fit in. It hasn't been easy, but the payoff is huge. You are not only helping humanity to evolve and ascend, but you are also saving humankind from self-destruction. We know that sounds a bit grandiose, but think about the fact that humanity has enough nuclear weapons to annihilate all life on Earth. That's a disruption that would have consequences throughout the galaxy, throughout the universe, and throughout all universes, because we are all connected. You are the brave ones who took on the huge assignment of up-leveling the consciousness there. You are there to counter the fear that is so prevalent with love, with joy, with freedom, and with excitement. You are there to bring peace to a war-torn planet. That is a lofty mission, if there ever was one, and again, you don't have to lift a finger to help to save humanity from itself. But you have to take care of yourselves in order to fulfill your mission, and that sometimes means being more introspective than outgoing. It sometimes means living in a type of isolation, and it definitely means rising above getting into arguments with other people who are promoting fear, who are spreading it around. Your sensitivity is a superpower, and your compassion for your fellow humans is what will ultimately save them. Do your best to stay positive and keep your chin up. Don't get sucked in to proving a point, to showing others that they are wrong. Remember that they are the ones you are there to save. Sometimes that means handling them very gently and knowing that they will come around eventually if you just maintain your high vibration as best you can. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. This amazing set of channelings covered a variety of topics. It was interesting. We began with a discussion of the power as an influencer, and they discussed social media and how there are influencers out there that are transmitting information that does not elevate the consciousness. And they're giving us a very important test, a question to ask ourselves. Does this help elevate our consciousness? And what you put out there can elevate the consciousness of others. And then they start to explain it beyond that, beyond the likes that you get on your posts. You can send out your energy. And this is a discussion we get from a lot of different higher dimensional beings. That to be of service, you don't have to be anywhere or do anything. You are projecting a positive vibration, anchoring it in. And this is of great service. You're sharing your love. And if you can do this as an influencer or for whatever way that is possible, it will elevate the consciousness of this planet. You have a significant impact on the world and the universe, the way you feel. So let your feelings guide you and make sure that your feelings matter to you, because they do matter to you and to everyone else. They materialize. They are how you create your reality, and your reality includes the entire world. And they're really explaining that if only you could see the impact that you have. That when we reach into the fifth dimension and we look back and we can see the impact that we had, by our vibration, it would completely change us in the ways that we act and think. And we can lead society into that fifth dimension by being fearless. They're explaining that we are immortal and moving into this place where we are fearless of death. We live in bliss and we're eager and enthusiastic. We wake up in the morning and we see these people living in fear, and it can become hard for us. And it's hard to convince them they no longer want to be afraid, but that is our role. We are raising their vibration from fear to love. These are two emotions that cannot coexist. So if we can bring love into the moment, we can upgrade the entire planet, one person, one situation at a time. You are source, and you have within you this source energy. And if you can recognize your identity as source, it changes everything. And they talk about the concept of light warriors and the way that a light warrior really reduces everything to a duality. And it is not of an elevated consciousness. We are not trying to stop the darkness. We are there to hold them in our light, to forgive them. We are all one, and we are not trying to fight the dark. Our assignment is in the background. It's to recognize that everyone is of source. Everyone you encounter and everything that you see and hear and come to know can benefit you because it's a piece of the puzzle that is you. And they explain that you're not seeing everything as just a reflection. It's an aspect of you that can be you, an example of you. So when you see things around you, see somebody that's super successful, then you know that you can be successful as well. And this elevated consciousness, we can remove pollution, we can repair the Earth's grids, we can save humanity. It is delightful to know that we can raise the vibration of this planet and we can save humanity, we can save the Earth, we can save the universe. And we took this brave assignment because when they talk to us, we are all starseeds. We are all wanderers. Everyone that listens to this podcast has been attracted to this message, and they're talking to us. And we came here. We sacrificed everything. We chose to forget who we truly were, to come to this planet and help raise the consciousness of everyone here. And in the process, we are saving the Earth and the universe itself. And that is you. And I just want to thank you. Thank you for saving the universe. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com, and welcome to The Reality Revolution.